So you typically know when a plant needs to be repotted if you're seeing signs of the roots coming out of the bottom of the drainage holes, or if there are roots coming out of the top of the pot as well. Any new growth coming out smaller or slowing growth as well can be a good sign that this plant has run out of room in its pot and it needs a bigger pot to grow into. So the best time to repot is typically springtime. That's when plants are coming out of their dormancy period. So things are growing again, life is happening, and that's a great time to kind of get your plant ready, upsize it. Coming out of the dormancy period, plants are starting to waken up again and start their growing process. So it's the ideal time is springtime to repot those plants, get them into new pots with fresh new soil, reintroduce those nutrients back into the root system so your plants are perked up and ready to go into the new growing season. When repotting your plants, it's best to use fresh new soil. Our favorite here at Gardens of Babylon is Fox Farm Happy Frog soil or Ocean Forest. Both of these soils are living soils, meaning that they are full of great nutrients and microscopic beneficial bacteria and microbes. For houseplants, typically it's best to go up in size 1 to 2 inches bigger in diameter than the pot that the plant is currently in. This ensures that the plant has room to grow without giving it too much soil, which could cause problems with root rot or waterlogging issues. Typically for most houseplants, especially tropical houseplants and cacti and succulents, it's best to choose a pot with adequate drainage. This ensures that the plant's roots are getting the maximum amount of oxygen and that none of the water that you're using to water your plants with stays logged in the soil for too long. Too much water in the soil can cause issues like root rot or fungus infections, so it's best to have as much adequate drainage for adequate airflow as possible. The best time to start moving your plants outside is anytime it is above 50 degrees consistently each day. For us here in Nashville, that's gonna be around April 8th or after. That is our last frost date here in Nashville for Zone 7. But any time that it is consistently over 50 degrees Fahrenheit is a safe time to bring out your houseplants for the season. So if you're not really sure where to start with fertilizing, a good all-purpose fertilizer will work for most tropical houseplants. Springtime really is the best time to start your fertilization regimen. That can include a granular fertilizer that you can mix into your potting soil for an already established plant. You can also dredge it around the top of the soil and water it in. Otherwise, for a lot of us houseplant folks, we use a water-soluble fertilizer that you can just easily mix into your watering can every 2 weeks or twice a month during the growing season. Fertilization can start anytime in the springtime, so around April is a really great place to start. You want to start with a diluted teaspoon of water soluble per 2 gallons of water. Or you could just follow the instructions on the granular fertilizer that you use as well. An all-purpose Monty's water-soluble fertilizer is our personal favorite here at Gardens of Babylon, but any all-purpose water-soluble fertilizer will work for houseplant fertilization. Make sure to look at the NPK ratio on each bottle. A higher nitrogen level is great for foliage growth when it comes to tropical houseplants indoors. So what's NPK? Well, NPK stands for the main nutrients that all plants need to grow and thrive. So N is for nitrogen, P is for phosphorus, and K is actually for potash. It's like the form that plants need. So for us it would be potassium, but for plants it's potash. So spring is also the best time to kind of do a nice houseplant cleanup. That means kind of dusting off your houseplants, washing all of the dust off of their leaves and foliage with some water, giving them a nice shower, pruning any of the dead or unsightly bits off of the plant, and cleaning out the pots as well. For those of us that don't have the space or the room or the capacity to repot our plants at home, fortunately, Gardens of Babylon has a program where you can bring in your plants to get repotted here for just a small fee. That includes fertilizer, special soil mixes, any drainage rocks, or top dressing that you may want to improve the aesthetic of all of your houseplants. We also love to prune and shine up your plants as you need.